I am curious what you think about the Biden administration's response. In light of the protests, the White House released this statement in part, quote, "While every American has the right to peaceful protest, calls for violence and physical intimidation targeting Jewish students and the Jewish community are blatantly anti-Semitic, unconscionable, and dangerous." What do you think of their response, A? And B, do you think the Biden administration has done enough?
Now, the Biden administration has not done enough, and quite frankly, they have been at the forefront of undermining Israel. I mean, we saw a few weeks back where the Senate Majority Leader, the highest-ranking Jewish elected official in the country, Chuck Schumer, I mean, called for the removal of Prime Minister Netanyahu just days following the attacks. I mean, or weeks following the attacks. I mean, this. I compare that to on September 12th, 2001, a foreign leader calling for the removal of the president of the United States. I mean, it's absolutely insane. And when you have the president and the elected leaders from the Democratic side undermining Israel, that is also a trigger to our other adversaries, to China, to Iran, to Russia. So no, I don't think the Biden administration has done the right thing with regards to Israel, and that's not just me and my thoughts. I mean, there have been polls done recently where young voters, new voters, who have historically been, towards the Democratic Party, are pledging that they are going to vote Republican in the November election because they are not happy with the way that Joe Biden handled the conflict in Israel. And I think that what we're seeing is that he knows that it's an election year. He has people that have read polls. He realizes that in places where he does or has done very well, he's completely underwater. His poll numbers are in the dumpster, and that dumpster is about to ignite. And when you have far left progressives like Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar telling their people not to support Joe Biden, and he has issues in places like Minnesota and Michigan, he's making these decisions because he's pandering to the left because he wants to make sure he can get their vote. That's what this is about. And by doing that, you make this country look weak, and you give our adversaries, again, China, Russia, Iran, you have them looking at America that we are weak, that we don't have strong leadership, and that's a real problem.
Do you think his Israel policy would be different if it wasn't an election year?
Absolutely. I think that what we're seeing again, and in the decisions that he's making, whether he believes in them or not, whether his the decisions that he would the decisions that he would make in an off-year election, whether he believed them or not, I do believe that his decisions would be different. And right now, what he's doing is pandering to, again, those far left progressives because he's afraid he's losing the progressive side of his party. And quite frankly, in places like New York, you're seeing moderate Democrats who are no longer voting Democrat because they feel like they lost their party. I mean, take my home county of Nassau County. Democrats outnumber Republicans by 140,000. Republicans control every county-wide office, including the county executive, the district attorney. Republicans control both cities and all three towns in a county where we're outnumbered by 140,000. And that's because Democrats don't feel like they have their party anymore. And the only way for Democrats to win are to their far left and their crazy agenda.